have other event called before update. We'll try to implement same stuff even for before update. Okay, clear? What is our stuff like? Validating account number should not be null, and as soon as he successfully completes, we need to update to description field, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
let's write for a update method. Which update we are writing will take as a before insert. Okay, we'll take
Okay.
it for a before insert. Uh, Public void before update. What kind of data is available? Trigger context data for before update event.
Uh,
Account ID and all. Huh?
Trigger
Trigger
dot is update.
trigger context data. Trigger.new,
Uh,
trigger.old, trigger.new map, and trigger.old map, right?
Yeah.
I recommend to use always for updates. Use always directly as a map of ID, comma, account, new map, comma, map of ID, comma, account, old map. Okay, this is your trigger.new map, and this is your trigger.old map. That what my meaning. Okay, yes or no?
yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you will say particular field got updated, when you will say the particular field got updated,
If any
how
changes
can you
are
say
done,
that the value is changed? The value is changed can be said or told only by comparing what is current and what is previous state of that particular field, right?
yes.
Here you have previous stage in the and the previous values in the old map, and what is the current values you have new map. If old value is different from the new value, then we can say that particular field is getting modified, updated, or changed, right?
Yes.
In our case, what is the field that we are looking into? We are looking into account number. We are also looking into account name, right?
Yeah.
If any of these fields get changed, if any of these fields get changed, we need to update the system. Else, we don't want to touch it, right? Now, for that, before writing, this is a before trigger, right? So, before trigger, do we need any DMLs? In before trigger, do we need any DMLs?
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
Because you're updating, right?
Updating, but in the event of before, we don't need any DMLs for the same record.
Okay.
Like a before insert. Have you done any DMLs here?
No.
No.
Because it's a before event, so we can avoid DMLs. You can override
Yeah.
values directly.
Yeah.
Now, what we can do here, how to iterate a map? What is the best way to iterate? Using values or a key set?
Values.
Using key set.
Oh, it's a map, right? Yeah. Sorry.
Now, you can also do values, but recommendation in a way that you can use IDs always so that you don't lose any information at any time. And I'll say key colon new map dot key set. So I'm iterating on new values. I'm not iterating on old values. I'm iterating on new values. Okay.
Yeah.
And now what's the scenario? All I need to get my account, new ACC or new record equal to how to get a new record from the new map. by passing key. How to get? New map
New.
dot get off key, right?
Get off key, yes.
Do you think the old map and new map will have a different IDs for same account?
No, it's the same ID.
Same
It's the
ID.
same ID. Perfect. Old map dot get off key. Now we have both accounts, both new accounts and old account in a variable. Now what we need to do, we need to compare the account number is change. How to get that? If condition old map dot account number, sorry, why I'm using old map, old account, old record dot account number not equal to new record dot account number, right? So not equal to in the sense they are changed, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yeah. Yes. Not equal to, yes.
Now what we can say, we should not allow, my expectation here, I should not allow user to modify a account number. Clear? I need to throw an error message saying that user should not update to something else. Okay. How can I do
Yes.
that? Record. Here, where is the new data you have in the old map? See, generally, till now, what you are doing, you are throwing error message and a for loop, isn't it? Whatever
Yeah.
add error method you are using on a record at a for loop variable. But in our case, the for loop is the ID value. You can't add a key dot add error because it's just an ID, right?
Yeah.
Now you need to add a error message where you want it to add. You need to add a error message always to your trigger.new information. Trigger.new information. If there is no trigger.new available or new map available, all you need to add to trigger.old is fine. In our case, what is the new record here? This one, right? New map.get key. Here you are getting your actual record, isn't it? Hello.
Yes.
సో మీరు ఎప్పుడూ కూడా డేటా వచ్చినప్పుడు ఐడికి యాడ్ ఎర్రర్ చేయలేం. యాడ్ ఎర్రర్ దేనికి చేయాలంటే రికార్డుకి చేయాలి. ఏ రికార్డుకి చేయాలి? ఓల్డ్కి చేయాలా, న్యూకి చేయాలి? దేనికైనా చేయొచ్చు. బట్ న్యూ రికార్డ్ అవైలబిలిటీలో ఉన్నప్పుడు మాత్రం న్యూ రికార్డ్కే చేయండి అంటున్నాను అంతే. ట్రిగర్ డాట్ న్యూ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అయినా ట్రిగర్ డాట్ న్యూ మ్యాప్ అయినా యాజ్ అ ప్రిఫర్. ఓకే.
Yes.
న్యూ రికార్డ్ డాట్ యాడ్ ఎర్రర్ please review the trigger errors, and this is at a page level, and how to add a field level, new record dot account number, right, dot add error, and here instead of using new record, as I said, you can also write for a old record. So I'll show page errors at a old record and new record for a field error. Okay, I'm using both combinations irrespective. Clear?
Yep.
And I'm deploying it now. Deploy this to source arc, and let's go with the trigger, and let's write for before update if trigger dot is before is after, sorry, is before and trigger dot is update. Okay. How can I call? Handler dot before update trigger dot
New
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 map
map, old map.
trigger dot old map, because our parameters are two things only, old map and new map, right?
Okay, okay.
So you have everything, but method accepts only two parameters. So we need to pass two parameters. I deployed my class, I deployed my Apex controller. Let's go back, close this one, go to accounts.
So there you're not going to comment the insert
No, we
before
don't
insert.
want to see. Ideally, we don't want to comment anything. And yesterday we were discussing on same behavior, so we comment. But in our case, we are not inserting anymore. We are updating it, so no point of commenting.
Okay.
In real time, we don't comment. We'll write a business rules and it will execute in every event. That's it. For explanation, simple explanation, I made a comments how to write the same logic in after, how to write same in before. But in real time, if you have an event already while validating that functionality, we don't write the same thing in next another event. Okay,
Okay.
let's edit this. Let's edit this account. Edit, and let me try to change this name. You got right. Execution before system.s object rows does not allow errors. What is showing error here? What it is showing?
Before update.
Before update system.final exception. So in old trigger.old information, you are not allowed to add an error message. Add error message. Trigger.old. In our case, if I can show you the code where I am adding my error message at a page level on a old record, right?
Yeah.
Inside old map. This old record is nothing but from where you are getting this old record, from old map only, isn't it?
Yes.
So indirectly you are relating to trigger.old map, which is a system.final exception. You are not allowed to add error message. Okay. So the solution for this is replace your old record with new record. Why we can't add error message in a old record? Because it's a system.final exception. The final exception in the sense they don't allow add error method on old information. Clear?
Yes.
Now let's save again. Now please review the triggers, and you are trying to update which is not allowed. So we are getting from a trigger, right? Let's reset. I'm resetting it. And currently the description, if you can see, it is 9 trigger after event 2, but whether it will gonna update trigger event 2 now, trigger after event 2, because I'm changing my account name. No, it will not update because we are not updating account name in after event, after update, I mean before update, right? ఇక్కడ మనం అప్డేట్ చేయటం లేదు కదండి.
Yeah.
So it will not update. If I want to update, then new record dot description equal to new record dot account number plus new record dot name. Now this will update. Now this will update. Now this will update the particular changes. Now if I can go here, even 2, we got it right. But yeah, so this is an expected behavior that is working. But what is changed here? What is changed from before insert to after before update? What is changed? The change is that your conditions are including, you are checking old with the new values, right?
Yeah.
Only when you have availability and a before update or after update, the recommendation is that always check whether value has modified or not. Because I might have edited my account for something else. I don't change my name. I didn't change my account number. Then why I need to perform the change actions? I don't want to perform, right? So I changed it for something else. I was modifying like rating. I was modifying that phone number or a website or any other things other than the name and account number. Then I really don't want to execute these changes, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yeah.
So ensure that whenever you are writing for before or after, compare your new value with the old value always. Compare your new value with old value always. Clear?
Yeah.
Any question here?
No.
Okay. But the other thing we need to remember here, like after update. Before discussing after update, let's discuss one thing. Draw.io, or I can say, let me create a Jamboard. So, you able to see my Jamboard?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. What is cycle of actions? Okay. Will you able to point out what is start node and end node for everything?
Yes.
Right?
Sorry, what?
Start and end point. What is start point and end point here? If this is a line, where is my start point? Where is my end point?
Towards your left, it's start point. Towards
Okay.
your right,
Now,
it's the same. Start and end point.
right? This one.
Same.
Can you mind where is start and where is end?
It's the same.
Where is same?
No, the little bit different.
Oh, yeah. That there is little bit different, but I thought
Okay,
it's
you
a
are saying.
circle. As
No, no,
same.
no, you are right. My intention is to write a circle only. It's not something like I'm not making any tricks here.
Okay, then it's same.
Then it's same.
Yeah.
But let's say I need to stop somewhere. Okay, I need to stop somewhere. Is that possible to stop somewhere?
In a circle?
Yeah. Let's say a person started from here. He was going, going, going. He reached his destination. He stopped. Okay, clear? But if a person started and he went in a different angle and he reached and this is his destination, he stopped, right? This is how. But imagine if your state of actions is in circle, let's say you are doing after update. You are doing after update. Let's imagine. Every time my records get updated, every time my record get updated, My DML operations is performing. Due to DML operation, again after update will execute, right? Yes or no?
DML, yes.
What it is saying? So let's say
Like DML actions you said, right?
yes, DML actions. So my saying is that when record changes, account record change, when account record change are updated, I need to update my description. Update description. Okay. Update description. Okay. It looks like net is little slow here. Right. Whenever I update my account record, my update description need to be updated. Right? Okay. And now let's imagine. Let's say this is my account record. This is my account record. From here, if user modifies anything, if user modifies anything, if user modifies anything, then this is user modifies anything, then DML is performing. So I need to execute my account operations. I need to execute my account operations, like the sense update trigger will fire. Trigger will fire. As soon as the trigger fires, it again updates account record. It again update account record. It again updates account record. When it get update again, what happens? It is performing DML operations, isn't it? This update is also performing DML operations, right?
Yeah.
Then again trigger will fire. Yes or no? Again trigger will fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now what happened? Whenever I have a trigger file, my account will be called. Whenever account updates call, my trigger will file. Trigger files account files trigger. So when is the end then for this operation?
When the like whatever the user wants, that is fulfilled.
How the system will know?
We have to do it, right?
Exactly. But this type of continuous flow without stop is called recursion. This is called
Recursion.
recursion. This is called recursion. This recursion you will be seeing only in after update triggers. This recursion you will be seeing in after update, and technically we'll say recursive triggers. Recursive triggers. Technically you will say recursive triggers. These recursive triggers, these recursive triggers can be avoided. Mummy, please. These recursive triggers can be avoided in two different ways. The first one is compare old value with new value always on update triggers. You have to compare a old value with a new value in the always on update trigger. The next one is using static variables Boolean can be avoided. This recursion. How can you avoid the recursion? These recursions can be recursive triggers can be avoided in two different ways. For the first one is compare old value with new value, always on update triggers. Using static variable as a Boolean type, you can be avoided these recursions. Okay. You understood, right? What is recursion? Recursion is something where there is no end of this. As soon as it reaches account and again it reaches back to trigger again it updates. As soon as it got update, it will fire an event, right? Yes or no?
Yep.
In this case, there is no end for these actions, so we'll end up in a recursive trigger because that will reach the maximum depth, trigger execution depth. This can be avoided in two different ways. One, by using comparing old value with new value, and using static variable so that we can, for a first time if it comes, we'll return true. The second time if it calls, then we'll say false in the same transaction. Clear?
Yep.
And this is also a kind of interview question when it comes to the recursive triggers. So we can avoid it. You can always say, but which method? If you ask me which method you will use here, I use both. I compare my values and I also use my static variable to avoid. I don't implement only one. I implement both. The both implementation will be more effective than just dependent on a single this one action. Clear?
Yes.
And why I'm talking about after update? Because in before update, if we can check, once the record is saved to database, then whatever action it executes, it is called after event. So this is not an after event. This is a before trigger, right? Coming recursion on a before trigger is not possible. Recursion only comes on after, that to maximum on after update. Okay? Clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So recursion is not possible on before because let's say recursion, when recursion will come, if it reaches database and saves successfully and then re-updates. In before triggers, if you see, before going to database, once it reaches database, then it becomes automatically after. When it is after, there is no issue with the before. So recursion on a before insert is impossible. But maximum we can see 99% of recursion will be caused by after update event. Which event is that? After update event. Clear?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So therefore, like we prefer using before events.
No, that's a wrong thing.
Is that so?
No.
Okay.
But there is a scenarios like if you are dependent on a data, your data is only available on after, then you need to write in after. If the data is already available, yesterday we discussed about this one. Whenever you are creating an account, you need to create a contact. That time what we discussed, we wanted to do in a after event, right?
Right.
The same scenario if I go to child, whenever I'm creating my contact without selecting account, I need to create account first and then I need to insert my contact. That's the
Yeah.
other scenario. There we use before.
Okay.
Based on the business requirement, you need to choose the event. It's not something like because of recursion technical issues, I'm choosing no. Based on the business rules, we need to choose an event. What will be the right event for that scenario?
Okay.
Now, if I say, as I said, Boolean variable, the Boolean variable is here. Let's say, here I'll define public static Boolean, public static Boolean, and now I'll say is first time equal to. Whenever it is a true, then this will be a first time, right? And then here I'll say, in before update, I'll say, okay, let me define my another event called public void after update. After update, again map of id comma account, new map comma map of both old and new will have the same information on an update triggers, right? Old map. Here what I'll do, here I'll write my business logic, whatever logic I want, I'll write it bottom. Business logic. But here what I'll do, check, is this first time? How to check that? If not is first time means what? Not is first time means what? It means that this is not a first time, this is a second time, right?
Yeah.
So what I'll say, first time equal to, if not is first time, then I'll simply say else. Inside else I'll write my code. Inside else I'll write my code. Here I'll say first time equal to false. Any questions? What it is happening here? If it is not first time, not first time in the sense, it is like this one. This is called more than once in same transaction. Not is first time means what? Not of true means false, right? Not of false means true, right?
Yes.
When the method called for a first time, of course it will go inside else statement because the is first time will always true. So not of true is a false, so it will not execute if condition. It will go to else. As soon as it reaches else, we are setting to false because this is the first time which is executing. For second time, we don't want to execute, right? So automatically it will become false. Yes or no? Okay. Understand this way. How many memory locations we have for a static variables at a class level?
1.
1. Is first time is true for a first time. For a second time, if it is coming and we are already updated false, what is the value will be there?
False.
False. If it is false, it is going inside if condition. In inside if condition, we don't write anything. No logic. So then what
Yeah.
happens? There will be no performance of DML operation. So there is a detach, right?
Yes.
That what it is doing. Clear? We'll see an implementation in our next session. For now, like this is like an overall theoretical picture of after update.